What's up, YouTube? It is Exposed Tube coming at you once again. Let's get it on this new video. Anyways, so another skeleton let out the closet, which we already know Joker / Doves, John Villa, is a debriefer. It's no secret anymore. Yet he is still in denial. So it was yesterday. I was going through YouTube and I seen Chemo Flicks right here.
You know, once people put out content, it's for anybody. It's for everybody. And me being a content creator, I can respond to and react to any content that's out there.
Inmate Villa, October 20th, 2005 is when I checked in. There was only one I...
So, the Bph transcripts from, I believe, 2012 have been released. And they're released, you have this YouTuber over here. Let me find them. Here it is. His name's You Have a Collect Call From. So, he put out the transcripts, I believe, man, it was about, he put those transcripts out about, man, it's been about a week and some change. And today, John Villa, CDCR number J38001, parole suitability hearing transcripts for 3/7/2017, part 2 will be released. So the other ones were 2012, so it's a 5-year gap. So we're gonna get a 5-year, from a 5-year gap, we're gonna be some information within there. Most likely from when he was in, Calipatra, SNY, from what has been said, and whatever else he was doing within that time. So we'll see. So anyways, we've seen all that. And within the Bph transcripts, when you go to a Bph hearing, it goes for, lifers trying to get a date, or they had those Senate bills that passed, meaning that if you had a lot of time, you're a certain age, you can go and get an early release. But they do talk about your programming in prison, and they will bring up every 115. They will bring up every 128 chrono, meaning the warning. It gives 115 could get dropped to a 128. So within all of the Joker's write-ups, dubs, the way the portrait he painted of himself does not fit Inmate Villa J38001. It doesn't fit him. Now, we all know Joker always talked about prison, we're stabbing people, I was doing this, I was doing that. I went on a mission with a legend, we got shot at. Nowhere in there did Joker go on a mission and stab somebody up where he got shot at. Going back in, his first write-up, it shows was a riot in New Folsom. I mean, you can go, I'm not going to sit here and quote all the years, but I'm going to just let you know. He had a riot, he was involved in a riot. So maybe 10, 15, 20 inmates, numerous inmates got write-ups. Some probably did damage, some probably got, some got hurt. And then he always talks about this Tehachapi mission, that he knew this guy, we got off the bus, he was wanted, I booked, but he makes it appear like he stabbed the shit out of him. He makes that Tehachapi write-up 115 seem like he just did that. He was just with the business. He sliced the inmate at the left side of the cheek or the right side. I'll give him that. He sliced him. He got him. Boom. That was just a little quick slice. I mean, he didn't jump on him. He didn't stay on him. But during doing that in R&R, which is receiving and release, when you get to a prison, you're there holding tanks. So he probably just jumped the gun, did it. He had to. He felt this was right. Okay. Probably couldn't stand him because the cops would have got him. So he just did a quick little slicing. Beyond that, all his other shoe terms that he had were for possession of a weapon. He had excuses for everything. He got caught with a kicker, which is used to make pruno. It's just all the pulp of the rotting fruit just lumped up, and it'll start cooking your pruno, your wine. So All his write-ups were a bunch of bullshit. The big badass Joker who talks high power, that he's Mr. Killer. There ain't nothing within his 115s that support any of that. He was, like I said, and I stood by it. He's a lame. And then he made another video. It's called "Putting in Work: Streets versus Prison."
I saw a certain content creator. He was doing, I don't remember if it was a live he was doing or it's a video he was doing, but he was comparing putting in work on the streets to putting in work in prison. Now
this is very enlightening right here, and I like this right here. Now it is true. We know who he's talking about. The other YouTuber thing. I forgot the name. The dude to be in the car, Cali Legends Media, I believe. Anyways, putting in work in the streets is putting in work in the streets. A lot of times, come on, everybody who knows, man, we got to go into that. But we know what it is. Now, being in prison, Joker Doves tries to make it seem, more than what it is, to try to give himself the aura of being Mr. Badass.
With all due respect, only someone who's never been in the joint and put in work in the joint, whatever.
Look, that's all we got to hear. Joker did not put in work in prison on a continuous basis as he attempts to claim, or he tries to insinuate and put that aura out like he was. He did one mission. So it probably wasn't even a planned mission. They just knew this dude had to go. He sliced them. Okay, whatever. A riot. What else did he have to show? Oh, another thing he had in there was they caught a battery on an inmate when Joker was just holding the legs of the victim while another inmate was stomping his head out. Good. You did what you had to do. You held his legs down, you should have been the one stomping his head, stomping him, doing what you had to do. But hey, Mr. Big Badass, I don't even want to hear what this fool has to say. Anyways, I just wanted to come through real quick and let it be known that, his Bph transcripts have been released. Part 2 is going to be dropping today at You Have a Collect Call From. And that is dropping as part 2. So anyone who's interested can check it out. That's going to drop in 4 hours at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. October 16th at 8 p.m. Part 2. I mean, hey, it is what it is. And, every time you hear Joker talk streets versus prison and he says anyone who has put in work, gay, look, call me Joker, John, / Dubs. You try to reinvent yourself into something that you ain't. You reinvented yourself on YouTube, but your filthy cloak has been removed. You have been shown for what you truly are, a fake, a fraud, and a phony. Yet, you still try to act big and bad, and all the times you were on your lives making videos, huffing and puffing, getting beer balls, calling people out, it's been exposed. You will never do nothing. You're a fraud. You're a fake. You're a phony. And everybody has finally awakened and seen. All this is not what it appears to be. You are not what you pretend to be. So with that being said, we wanted to just come through and just give a little quick reaction to this. Everybody go check out You Have a Collect Call From. And he's dropping part 2, March 7, 2017, Bph hearing, parole suitability for John Villa, J38001, also known as the debriefer, known as the hot dog, the corn dog, the weenie, the peseta, the fraud.